Bardic Cauldron, adventurers younger and old, where during adventures and terrible jokes are told. Welcome back, everyone, to our next episode of Lost in Dreadspace. So excited to go ahead and jump in and get started for the evening. Just as a quick reminder, next week there won't be anything uploaded. I'm going to be out of town, but we'll review, and I should be back around on the 17th. So coming that week, I'll get some stuff uploaded for you guys. But without further ado, and wasting any much time, we'll go ahead and jump in tonight's session with a quick little brief recap. Once I upload this, and we'll definitely get started. Ambient music. Last time on Lost in Dreadspace, as the crew of the Voidflyer reached their destination here at Shipwreck Canyon, started gathering supplies and whatnot, found the door, one of their former crewmates hanging on to dear life as a large insectoid monstrosity guarded the shipwreck. Our party dispatched of the insect, saved the door, and brought him back to Hastefield's workshop, where learning that Kodo is still alive, but perhaps trapped, locked away by the drow. The party prepared for a trip to Amakonia, the dragonborn city, where where an ally had told them that they are more than welcome to come by if their journey ever led them there. Our party encountered some things on the way, as they now have a complete crew of the Voidflyer at the current moment, a full crew, and they made their way to Amakonia, where the party, having dealt with whatever strange things happened along the way, found their way to what was left of the so-called city. Basically just a pile of ruins at this point, but finding a little passage, it seemed, underneath at the moment of what was left, and what would have been perhaps a mansion of some sorts. You guys are currently now looking down this, I would say, as far as the entrance or this hole is concerned, it is about a 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot, perfectly almost carved out entrance. That is just kind of sitting amongst the rubble, and it is dark down beneath. Do any of you have dark vision?
I do, yep.
Okay. I will say, how far is your dark vision?
60 feet.
60 feet, okay. Right at like 50 feet, you can see that there are two guards, both dragonborn guards, and almost this like very old style rusted plate armor, but they seem to be guarding the entrance at the moment, 50 feet inside.
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
just like in front of this entrance?
Yes, you guys are just in front of this entrance at the current moment.
So the other two members of the party can't see this, but
No.
me and Chocolate can,
No.
because we have dark vision.
Yeah, Chocolate can.
I was gonna say, since I can't actually see any of this, what I'd like to do is like hold everybody up for a second, and at least the people in my party. I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Okay.
And 10 berries appear in my hand, and I'm gonna give 2 to everybody.
What do the good berries look like?
They're actually... They look like cherries, but a little bit smaller, and they're green.
Okay, cool.
A little different.
They're green maraschino cherries.
Hey, you know what?
Yes.
I am completely okay with that. You know. Okay, cool.
You know, they go really good with pistachio ice cream. I'll give 2 each to Mark, Chalk the Rez. I'll keep the other 4 for myself.
Okay.
These don't do much, but they'll give you one, just a little bit of health. If someone goes down. Help us prevent what happened the first time. If it comes up. And mechanically, eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day.
Yeah.
So if someone goes down, somebody else can shove a berry down their throat.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Alright, so...
I was going to say...
Except for you has 2, correct?
Yes, I have 4.
Okay, cool.
Moment.
I was going to say, I rolled a 1d6 for my experimental elixir.
Yep.
And I rolled a 6.
Okay.
So I have a transformation potion. I'm going to keep one. I don't think anybody would be interested in that.
Do you have the wording for that on the rules warning?
It's based upon the drinker's body is transformed as if by the alter self spell.
Okay,
The drinker determines transformation caused by the spell, the effects of which last for 10 minutes.
Okay, so it's basically alter self for 10 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay. Rez, any kind of preparations or anything for you?
I guess I'd warn everyone about what I saw, and then just draw a pistol and take careful steps.
I could always try to talk to him.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
I like to be armed.
Oh, yeah. If I say something to them in Draconic.
Walk forward first.
I mean, you could talk to him. So I'm standing behind you with the gun pointed.
Well, then just direct me. I can't actually see anything down there. And hopefully, with Rez's help, I'll start going slowly down.
I would help you, yeah.
And try to say hello in Draconian.
You hear back in Draconian. Stop right there! Who are you?
Stop right there.
Stop.
What is your business here?
What is our business here? I think we were looking for, that person. We're looking for Emmerich. We helped him escape from back where we were. Demakra knows. That was.
Helped us escape from the prison.
Yeah. That was us.
Your friends, they are armed. Yes. As long
They have a
as...
nervous disposition.
No, understood. Please let them know that as long as there is no fighting of any kind, you will be escorted by me and my partner here. But, you see, he, speaks, basically says light, and all this is in Draconian, but when he says the Draconian word for light, you watch as behind them, almost, sconces seem to light up behind them, leading the way.
I'll convey in common was said to my friends behind me.
You do not know this yet, but Emeric is not well. It happened the night after he arrived. He woke up screaming. He is not in his right mind. We have not been able to console him.
Oh.
He is currently under observation, but we will at least bring you to our superior. At this moment, you guys are going through a set of doors. You guys are currently right here at the moment, and you watch as these wooden doors, they almost look like they were like just randomly placed. It almost looks like last minute, almost kind of like last minute prep. But you can see down these stone dirt hallways that you guys are going currently down. Many dragonborn are going through the doors, going through. Some seem to be talking. Some seem to be dying. Just dying in the middle of the streets. You can't tell if it's from not eating enough. You can't tell if it's from wounds, but some of them seem so sick, and you can see that there are spots, and even as you guys are walking past, sometimes the roof, or whatever considers the roof of this place, which is about at its apex, probably 8 feet. It is not that tall. You guys at this point are basically inside a mine, it looks like. But it looks like they have replaced most of the mine equipment with places of home. Whatever they could carry from their homes. You now come to a more like open area where a fire is kind of lit. You see more of these dragonborn soldiers, as one is currently look like he is poking at the fire, kind of just trying to fix it and keep it going. And you hear one of them say, Demarcra, Captain. They switch to Draconian at this point. You see, kind of looks over. You can tell he does not have a helmet, but he does have much the same armor. Difference is his is not rusted. It does have some dents, and it does show a lot of places where weapons have like scraped across it. Probably hasn't had the time to really fix it, but it's not rusted. These people have come to see Emeric. They are the ones that helped him escape. So he speaks in common. You helped my brother escape.
I'll respond in common. Yeah. It was really valuable in helping us all to escape. It'd been more difficult without him.
My name is Milkor. And at least, from your understanding, I am the one in charge here. What is left of us.
Seems like things aren't really going well. What's happening?
We are running low on supplies. at least what supplies we did have when Amakonia fell. We unfortunately can only give out so much food. Some have not been able to eat.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
In conversations with Emmerich, remind me, were the lunar dragonborn from this place where we are now, or did they end up here?
They are from here.
Okay. They were attacked by mind flayers.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Makra is not sure what to do in this situation. No. That really sucks. Is there anything anyone can do? Help? Someone that's keeping you away from the supplies you need?
Probably those Warforged.
They're certainly not helping.
Between cutters, machines, the drow cutting off some of what little bit of supplies we can get. It is one thing after another. Then I learned reports of some space clown has taken over one of our mines and is set up there. Unfortunately.
Oh no, not space clowns.
Yes.
Dun, dun.
I'm not sure exactly what he is, but that is the phrase I would use. And from the reports of descriptors of what he had looked like, that is how I would describe him. I do not.
Well, I've heard stories of space clowns, and they're not friendly.
I do not think so, at least from what our reports say. I am not sure why you came. Unfortunately, we can barely help ourselves.
I mean, we could lend a hand if you need.
It is interesting that this is the second time in 1 week that we've heard about these drow causing problems.
The drow.
It's not the first time that we've also heard about the space clowns.
Are like us. They are from here. Before the mists closed in on us. Thankfully, for them, they are used to living underground, so when the mind flayers came, they were already prepared. We were not. I was a child when the mind flayers attacked.
It almost sounded like he was talking like a Last Airbender character.
Yeah. It was all. It
was 100 years when the Fire Nation attacked.
It was all peace until the mind flayers attacked.
Oh, I love it. So before the mind flayers got here, you and the drow got on all right. Is that the right understanding?
We have had harsh skirmishes in the past, but Nimue, our queen at the time, was able to negotiate a peace of sorts. For the time, at least. As far as I know, the drow and the Tenkali, however, they never stopped fighting.
Or the Tenkali?
He looks over to Chakla. They are very much like your friend here, but more like what you would call four-legged instead of two. They also have long pincers and a tail. like a scorpion. I think that is the animal that they most closely resemble.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. So, what would need to happen for some kind of truce to be achieved? Are the mind flayers still here? Keep hearing about them, too.
As far as we know, the mind flayers have not left. Though, as far as we know, from what little bit we know, they are as much trapped here as we are.
Well, ain't life just complicated?
Very much so. I thought with my brother back, we could get some things done. But his ramblings about this place being alive, he swears he can hear its thoughts.
Who is your brother? Emmerich?
He nods.
Does what he said about the place being alive, that connect to something that we've heard before? To me, the player, that sounds familiar.
I want to say it is something that Lust briefly talked about when you guys first met.
Hold that up. Is it possible we could see Emmerich or try to talk to him?
I must be honest. I am not comfortable with. He kind of looks over to the non-dragonborn people in the party.
Rez just waves. Hi.
With your friends. But seeing as that you all helped Emmerich out, I am alright with this as long as I am present with you in the room.
Oh, we're not that big of a threat. We don't bite.
The last outsiders that came to Amakonia destroyed our city. So please excuse me if I'm not as welcoming to the next visitors.
Fair point.
I totally understand. You know, all these other beings without scales, they can be a little sketchy.
Especially
if Rez could scowl, he would.
But please, he is this way. I will bring you to him.
Thank you.
You all begin to follow Nacor down a path. Then, as you guys reach this corner, you can hear the screaming. From here, it's not hard to hear the crying, the gnashing, sounds of chain and rock rattling and smashing against itself. You turn the corner and you can see that a set of guards are kind of like about 60 feet away from what looks to be a makeshift cell. This is the makeshift cell right here. And in the back, Emmerich is currently got his shackles, and he looks like writing on the walls, and whatever he is screaming, it is not draconic.
Oh.
Let me take a look and let's see here.
Say, I have a plethora of languages. I can rattle them up.
You actually do have quite a bit of languages. that you guys know amongst yourselves. Let me take a look.
I only know common, gnomish, and thieves' cant.
Okay, so it would not be any of those. What languages
What about
do
Mandarin?
you know more?
I was gonna say Mandarin or Gith?
It's not either one of those.
Celestial?
It's not Celestial.
Okay.
Got
I'm out.
speech and primordial.
This is in Deep Speech.
Oh, Tamako coming in clutch.
So this is basically what he is saying. It is living, it is breathing, it is taking everything from me. It is living, it is breathing, it is taking everything from me. And he is shouting this.
Oh, jeez. Are we sure that he didn't get attacked by mind flash or something?
We are not sure. When he arrived, he was fine. Little on the smaller side. He usually is a little bit more rounder, but he was fine nonetheless. During one of our watches, the night after he came back, one of our soldiers noticed that he was up and around by himself. When the soldier tried to talk to him, Enrique ignored him. That soldier is no longer with us. Emmerich slit his throat and then started eating what was left of him.
Jeez.
We have not been able to get him to say any other words besides what he is saying now.
You understand him?
No. It is not Draconic. It is a language that he should not even himself know.
Yeah. We already have picked up deep speech.
Has it been relayed to us what he's saying, since we had somebody who was able to interpret it?
Yes, he is saying, it is living, it is breathing, it is taking everything from me.
Yeah, I would have conveyed that.
We ask him who he is. Who are you? Basically.
I tried that.
It's like, who? Well, in the deep speech.
I want to step up.
Someone can maybe
one
say
step
this
closer to the cell. I want to say, what took everything from you?
Do you say that? Do you say that in deep speech?
Say that in deep speech.
You see, he turns to you, and you can now see, his eyes are just completely glazed over. What little bit of life you saw in his eyes, not only back at Cutter's, as well as the last time you saw him, whatever life there was in his eyes is completely gone. But he replies, "This place."
What is your name? Deep speech.
I don't know.
You are Emmerich. You remember?
No. It has taken everything from me. It is in the walls. It's in the ground. It's in the air.
Where is its center?
Beneath us.
What did he say?
Beneath us.
Beneath us. You don't like that. Will it let you rest?
Rest. And you hear him cackle, and then you watch as almost this like purple foam begins to come out of his mouth.
Oh.
Can I do like a medicine check or something like that on him?
He collapses.
Don't be.
Get us in common. Get us in there. With the guards or whoever. Assuming this is locked.
Yeah, it is locked. You watch as they're trying to fumble. What are you wanting to do, Mark?
I was going to at least try to do a medicine and try to see what's exactly happening to him.
Okay.
All the guards are trying to do that. I'm just going to slip through.
Alright, go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
13 plus 4 for a total of 17.
17? He is having a seizure.
Can I slip through the bars and try to stabilize him?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Before the guards can even unlock the door, I've already slipped through.
Okay. Make me a medicine check.
Can I make either a medicine, survival, or arcana and see if maybe shoving a good berry down his throat would help? Long shot, but hey, why not?
I was gonna essentially try to shove a good berry down his throat.
If you want to do guidance, I'll take guidance. I will not allow
So medicine?
Yeah, medicine.
Medicine.
If you want to do survival, Demarco.
That's a 13.
I would love survival.
Okay, 13.
I'm actually good at that.
I will say with that you're able to at least like prop him up, but he is still just foaming at the mouth.
Can I give him the good berry?
Yeah, if you want to do so.
I got a 9 on survival. This is messing with my head.
I take one of the good berries, shove it down his throat. And because I can fit through 1 inch spaces, I literally just shove my whole arm down his throat into his stomach.
Yeah. You know what? The way you worded that is really awful, but mechanically it works.
He can still breathe through his nose, hopefully, so...
Okay.
We gotta talk about your bedside manner here.
Yeah.
It's the fastest way to deliver the good berry directly to his stomach.
You slide the good berry down through everything to get it to his stomach, to try to get it there as quickly as possible to give the maximum effect done. Unfortunately, you feel his body go limp before the good berry can reach.
Oh shit. I do the whole... Yeah, I do the thing.
Kind of just in your arms at this point.
Is he, like, unconscious? Is he dead? Is he...
You are welcome to make a medicine check.
Make another medicine check. Let's see here. Yeah.
Oh.
Next. I mean, yeah, I blew it out of the water. Don't worry about it.
He is dead. There is no pulse.
Oh.
Spare the dying.
Okay. How do you go about this? Tell me what this looks like.
What? Spare the dying?
Yeah. How does Mark do it?
How does Mark do it? He has like a special liquid that he just kind of like he quickly concocts and pulls out, and he drops it down in his mouth. How's that?
I was gonna say your fingers turn into like little prongs, and you do that, but that's fine too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If he's more of an alchemist, I'm figuring he'd probably do something with like his alchemy.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to jab him with a needle.
Okay. You sort of make kind of like a liquid adrenaline. How's that sound?
Actually, that sounds better. Using like one of his fingers, he kind of like has like a little needle pop out and he just like pokes him with. But he still uses like a chemical that he made up out of his alchemy stuff.
Sure, awesome.
He just like injects it, like maybe like in the guy's neck or something like that.
Okay.
Some weird, obscure, obnoxious point, like in his neck, like right into the jugular or something.
Okay, let's see. Let's I believe. Okay, cool. That's what I need to know.
When I described putting Riz's hand down his throat, I just thought of the picture of the CPR manual picture.
Oh god, yeah.
The 1950s CPR thing.
I'll say with Spare the Dying, you feel the pulse come back, but he does not react to it. But you do feel a pulse now.
Oh, yeah, I think probably best case, he's probably like in a coma.
So he's unconscious at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, I just set his head down gently.
Dead.
Is he dead?
There's a pulse.
He's mostly dead. There's a difference between mostly dead and all dead.
You see, Nagor kind of takes in a deep breath. Thank you for what you could do. We will monitor him and see if anything changes.
You might have to self-administer sustenance to him, but in theory, he should be stable. If he might not be conscious, but he should be stable.
Oh, that purple stuff is a little sticky.
If he doesn't wake up next 24, so next day, you might want to consider administering some type of food, like a gruel, and I kind of give like a basic breakdown of like a general like protein type liquid.
Mark, the doctor.
I will see what I can find. What we have available. Just one more thing to add to the things that we have to worry about.
This should be
While
an
that
easy
conversation's going on, can I do a check on this purple foam coming out of his mouth?
Sure.
Like if it's magical in nature, if it's some sort of
Brad's got some of it on his hand. Do you want to look at it?
I was going to actually see if I can take some of it as a sample, if anything.
I shoved his whole hand down his throat, so you know.
Well, you're probably covered in it.
Okay. Do
that's really wise,
survival
considering you're
or
enthused.
medicine to see what this stuff is?
I will take survival.
Okay.
A little better. 11?
Okay. No, it is. Okay, you know it's not magical, but you're not entirely sure what it is within 11.
Maybe lunar dragonborn have different styles of fluid than normal humanoids?
I was going to say, can I either do maybe like a medicine check or maybe even use like my alchemy supplies?
Oh.
Do a check, either or.
I'll let you do a medicine check if you'd like.
Okay.
Has anyone else in your little band of people produced purple liquid from their mouth?
That is not normal. And,
Has anyone else been screaming in that language?
No. Well, not lately.
Lately?
What does that mean?
It is something we have noticed that happens to those that walk through the mist when it covers the land. It is not it is not something that happens all the time. But when it leaks out from the holes.
So this is like that mist that happens outside that we were told to stay out of.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I didn't get anything on my medicine check.
Yeah,
So I'm still hoping I can kind of take some time with it back in my lab, like another sample of it.
okay.
So I do really want to study this a little bit more and try and determine, is it like more of like the effects of like a poison or something like that? And
Okay.
but I'll take some more time later on to do that.
Okay.
Well, Demakra, you said he was speaking in deep speech?
Yeah, that was the language.
Seems like something from the far realm.
I'd do like a history check to see if I would know if like drow that everyone keeps talking about would speak that, or if that's
I tell you what.
else.
Go ahead and make a history check for me if you want to do history.
Jeez, I got out the wrong dice. 4.
4. You're not really sure.
Okay.
Deep speech is one of those languages that not everybody speaks.
As someone from... Rez is from Faerun, so he knows the drow pretty well.
You would know the drow typically don't speak deep speech. If anything, they speak undercommon.
Yeah, they would speak a form of common that only people who live in the Underdark speak.
Yeah.
There goes that theory.
But apparently this happens when people step into the mist, so they probably lose their mind, or some eldritch being is the cause of the mist.
Well, mind flayers do have tentacles, so that makes sense.
You think? Well, I mean, they usually don't leave people alive, unless they want to enslave them.
Do you think
But this is just mist, though.
They would have eaten Emmerich's brain if he encountered mind flayers. Or he would not be here at all.
Can I ask, Ekor, is the mist here before the mind flayers? Did the mind flayers bring it with them?
That part is the part where it all gets sort of fuzzy. I don't know to remember if the mind flames were here. If it's something that they were here before, or if it was something that came with them. I do recall, though, it wasn't long that when they showed up, this happened.
Here's a question. Do you happen to know if there's like a point of origin for this mist, or does it just like fall out of the sky, come crawling out of the ground everywhere simultaneously? Is it just like pockets? Does it cover the entire land all at once?
It is different. Most of the time, though, it comes from all around. Simultaneously. Other times, it just comes out and small, almost like smoke from the ground.
Do you have any writings or documents like right around that time period of when the mind flayers came, or just before?
Most.
That we can maybe go and reference, see if they say anything?
Most writings, any records, books, scrolls, were destroyed during the attack. We only worried about the essentials and taking care of our people. We did not think to keep a close eye on anything else.
What about some of your older temples or buildings, even if they are in ruin? Besides Emmerich,
Wait, have you guys always never been able to leave this place?
No. As a child, I remember the sky being open. Purple, blue sky. Now, nothing. I remember a time before this.
So this isn't the
And was that the same
original.
time as everything else?
Wait a minute. Hang on.
This isn't the original city that they lived in, right?
No.
This is more like a refuge.
This, what you see here, is what is left of our queen, Nimue, her lair, where she lived.
Do you happen to know where the ruins are of your old city?
Above us.
Ah.
That is what you saw when you came in.
Do you at least have any maps of the old city that we could use if we go up top to explore? See if we can maybe find some answers?
I do not know. I will converse with some of our older than me, refugees, and see if they know anything.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get like at least the basic map so we know where we're wandering around at up there, that would be greatly helpful. But I think we might need to check out up there to kind of get answers to what's happening here.
The only temple I remember was the one to the platinum dragon.
Oh,
Baphomet?
Yes. Well,
that's a good one.
you would know him by that name. We still call him by his draconic name. Ormix. No, Zymor. I pronounced that wrong. That is Xymor.
Why does that sound familiar?
That was his original name before he came to Faerun.
Oh. Did not
Yeah,
know
is there
that.
a second edition or something?
Yeah, it's you guys can make a history check on that if you'd like. History or religion.
I got a natural 20.
Oh shit!
I got a dirty 20.
Wow.
Plus 1.
Same for me. Hey, I got a 12. Highest roll so far.
12? Okay, cool.
It would make sense that Rez, the one from the from the Forgotten Realms, would know.
This, at least from, so, Zymor was the name he used right before the spell plague in Faerun.
Ooh.
When he came to Faerun, he went under the name Bahamut. But those in that still worship the draconic deities, Demarcus, of your people might have mentioned him, as well as one of the deities to the gem dragons. But before Bahamut came to Faerun, that was the name he went by. Like almost like Faerun.
Interesting.
It is the only temple that we are aware of.
So no one worships any other dragon deities like Tiamat?
No, do not worship that one.
Or the gem dragon god?
Some of the deities that we worship Nimue was one. She, at least from what writings and what stories I remember as a child, she was Bahamut's daughter. Though not a god herself, we worshipped her like one. So of course we do keep the temple to her father, but that was one of the first places to be attacked.
Of course. Speaking of attack, where are the mind flayers now? Where do they hang out?
We watch as at least most of the movement from the mind flayers seem to be coming from Mount Macabre. We've also have reports from time to time, once every 3 months it seems, a giant metallic beast arrives to Mount Macabre and leaves shortly thereafter.
Giant metallic beast? What kind of beast does it look like? I kind of unconsciously scritch Saphis on the head.
He goes ahead and begins describing what he's talking about. And once he finishes talking about it, you begin to realize he's talking about a mind flayer ship.
Oh.
A nautiloid.
Okay. And is this metallic beast coming from, and I'll point up towards the sky, somewhere else? Or from here?
It comes from somewhere else. Flies to Mount Macabre. And then leaves.
Well, good news, bad news. I don't think what you described is a beast. Bad news, it's a mind flayer ship. Nautiloid. They must be able to resupply or re-person somehow. How are they getting through the mist?
Unsure. Any attempts from us have. He looks over at Emmerich. Failed. I'm sure
You say that they
aware
come
of Shipwreck Canyon. So,
You say that they seem to come every 3 years?
every 3 months.
Every 3 months. What do they, when they come here, what do they do?
We do not know.
Do you know, and they go over to
Mount Macabre.
that thing, Mount Macabre?
The important thing here is they know how to get off planet.
I have a feeling that they've created this planet as their place of enslavement, it almost seems like. Like the whole
I'm thinking this is
planet.
a demi-plane.
I'm thinking this whole planet, well, you could look at it as a demi-plane, or you can look at it as a prison.
Well,
Or
our good friend here just said that there once was a blue sky at one point.
That's why I'm thinking like a prison, penal colony that's locked away, tucked away, could be put in a different plane. Sure. Why not?
Or maybe they terraformed it somehow. Made things
Well,
unpleasant, made the mist happen somewhere deep inside the planet.
Or this could be like a demiplane situation, sort of like a la Curse of Strahd kind of deal.
but we've only seen the mist form once, right?
Yeah, we flew over it.
Yes.
Okay. Do we know if the mist tends to be like on a cycle or anything?
On a cycle?
Yeah, like every so many days we see mist.
It's something that you guys have not noticed, no. It just
I
seems
mean, we haven't been on here long enough to know either. That's why I'm kind of asking if they've seen it on a regular basis. Is it like every week you see this mist? Is it like every couple days?
It is ever present.
It's not always present because we've walked on the surface and not being mist.
How often are these times that it expands and covers the land?
It is usually some time before and after these nautiloids that you call them arrive. When they
I was
arrive,
afraid of that.
there is a temporary ease in the mist.
So the mist kind of fades a little bit just before and after they arrive?
Yes.
And while they're here, I'm assuming, as well?
Yes.
Gotcha.
When they leave.
It comes back.
Yes.
Okay, so now we know where prison bars are.
This is at least what
DM
we have
question.
been able to notice. Yes.
So the mist that we're talking about here and the clouds that cover the planet, and as I understood it, prevent us from leaving, are two different things.
They are the same
Or
thing.
my bad. Thank you for the clarification.
They are the same thing.
That's actually a good clarification to make, too. I mean, I was kind of sort of assuming, but you know what happens when you assume.
Yeah.
So was I. We were assuming two different things.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Okay, so basically this mist and the clouds are... Well, we kind of sort of knew that anyway. But we kind of sort of, firsthand see what the effects are. Now, the interesting thing would be is if I would be immune to that. That's what I really want to try to find out, if this is more of like a magical influence or if it's like an actual poison or something like that, which I know I'm going to just have to, have one of my other samples and just putz with it in my lab, probably overnight. Hello?
Yes. I'm sorry. Were you? I didn't know if you were just
Didn't have a
saying that to
response.
expect a. I didn't think you were expecting.
I'm just
expecting a
kind
response
of
from me.
speaking out loud too. I'm just kind of sort of speaking out loud. I just thought
Okay.
somebody would
Well, I checked the foam itself, and it wasn't magical. I don't know what it is. It's not that. Now, that's not to say that what causes someone to foam purple at the mouth isn't magical. The foam itself is not.
Yeah. Agreed. Exactly.
Yeah. Questions.
I am sorry. I do not have more answers, but
That's
I will.
fine.
We should be. I will be back. I will retrieve what you asked, and we'll go from there. You're more than welcome to go through the passages, the ones that are marked exit. Beyond that point, we cannot guarantee your safety past that.
Where are these marked passages?
The marked passages that are exit. He will go ahead and point that out to you. He says there's basically 3 doors that basically lead out to a large tunnel system beneath the planet.
Oh.
We believe that this is what Nimue and some of her earlier servants used to get around.
Interesting.
Also, what connects us to the drow.
And the drow are basically enemies, right?
Yes.
But the drow are also being affected by or limited on these same factors that everybody else on this planet.
Not as hard as the rest of us.
Well, probably because they don't go topside very often.
Yeah. They're not as affected as
They're still, indirectly affected by the same thing.
They're taking advantage of the situation, but they're not the cause of it.
Yeah.
Much
I'm
like,
just wondering if I could try to play the enemy of my enemy is my friend card with them.
They probably don't like the mind flayers as much as these guys don't.
Exactly. Exactly. However, how are we going to actually get a communication with the drow?
Without getting attacked, that's a high likelihood.
Killed on sight.
We could probably offer them something.
We
But we need something substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now we really don't have anything at our disposal to offer except for potential help.
No.
And if, from what my knowledge of drow, these aren't. Does the dragonborn? Does our dragonborn companion here know if they worship Lolth?
I cannot tell you who they worship. I apologize that my religious history is not great. I do know, however, that they are primarily mostly female, except for a few chosen warriors. And any one they capture, they take to their city, and they have them fight in some sort of arena.
Okay, so they are a matriarchal society, so they probably worship Lolth.
Or some iteration of her.
Or her daughter, Alestri.
Oh, is that really any better?
Well, she's better than Lolth.
It's kind of like deciding if you want to have corn or nuts in your crap in the morning.
I'm going to make a investigation check for our people that are looking for these documents. What do you wanting them to find?
What we want them.
You said maps and documents about
Any
about
any
the city
documents
before
Yep.
before everything went to hell.
Yeah, and if the rest of the community can kind of maybe at least collaborate to make up a rough map of what the city might be like. So if we do go topside to try to find info or find some answers, we won't get lost.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like even if it's just like a bastardized map, it doesn't have to be perfect, but something's better than nothing. Again, imply.
They do, however. You see, they return. He brings basically a very. It almost just looks like an old, almost damp piece of parchment, but it does have writing on it.
I'm assuming in Draconic.
Was no map, but one of our elders was able to draw somewhat of from what they could remember, the locations of the city before everything went bad.
Well, that's going to greatly help us. I'm thinking we're going to have answers, including potential of like the source of this mist. Probably we'll be able to figure out more about what that is and if that mist is what caused him to foam at the mouth. This purple gunk. Yeah. And they know for a fact that everything in terms of like documentation or anything else was destroyed, or they're just assuming that it was destroyed because they weren't able to.
They are assuming it was destroyed.
Okay.
Because no one has left this place since everything went to hell. And Merc is the only one that has left this little area. What is left of Amakonia's people. All 100 of them.
So as soon as we go out of this door right here,
you guys are back topside.
That's topside in the old ruined city.
Yes.
Okay.
That's basically what that's what that's supposed to. I know this like looks kind of nicer, but just picture that this is like
it's the ruins.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And how much of a map? I mean, thinking about it too, how much of these tunnels do they have mapped out? Just what they are showing right here?
Just what they're showing right there.
Hey.
Because
they really have. Are these like giant pits or something?
That's basically what it looks like. It looks like pits, but then you notice they kind of actually go down about 120 feet. Then you can see a path that kind of just keeps going. And you think that might have been an old like trade route, maybe
like
like underneath, but probably between the Drow, the Tinkali fighting, between everything happened with the mind flayers. They haven't had time to repair or do anything like that.
So this place that they're in now, this whole area down here, what is this? This is like an old mine that they converted?
Yes, this used to be Nimwe's lair. This used to be where she would stay. So what they did is they just converted it into a makeshift community.
It's awfully big. We wouldn't be able to do like any type of searching for any secret rooms or anything. Because when you say something like a lair or
or as far as like what a dragon's lair,
Yeah. But still, they could have like a secret room buried somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it is a possibility, but as far as your relationship goes with them right now, they'll let you come and go.
Oh yeah, we don't have a means of searching. Yeah. We don't have a means of searching. Yeah. If anybody would have a means of searching, it would be Demakra.
And res.
You're probably able to be free to wander around.
Oh well, yeah, be free to walk around. Yeah, without having like eyes on you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we need to go up before we go down.
Agreed.
However, I almost want to bet my right hand that the Drow probably have tunnels going all the way over to that mountain. If they're anything of what typical Drow would be. I'm assuming I would know basics of Drow, that they're subterranean generally.
I would say you know that, yeah.
Weird tunnel systems and stuff like that. Typical Underdark stuff.
Yeah.
But most likely, if they're anything of cunning and forward thinking of an adversary as they are claimed to be, I would not be surprised if they have tunnels leading all the way over to the mountain. And if they're not being affected by the mist down there, that's probably the best route for us to go.
Oh, who says they're not being affected? We don't know. We
I
haven't
think we
met them
might
yet.
need to find out.
Awesome. Oh, it's already occurred to me that we're going to have to figure out how to get in there at some point.
But this is where it might be interesting. If we can determine what's happened to our friend here is in fact due to the mist, and we can find an antidote or antitoxin for it, that would be a bargaining chip.
Then we can certainly try.
I wish you luck.
That's where I think finding a cure for what's happened to our friend could be paramount for getting us off of this rock.
I'm not disagreeing.
Or at least, at a minimum, it'll give us potentially the better mobility on this planet that some of these other factions do not have. I mean,
in theory, if we got enough information, we might be able to bring everybody together and fight the mind flayers and the clowns.
That is true.
We have to find
the clowns.
We might want to be careful with some of these factions, though. Because they've been all for them. Every man has been for themselves, it seems like, for quite a while. So there's probably a lot of mistrust, and trying to unite all of those different factions and players involved, we might be stuck here for eternity.
Hey, I'm just throwing out every possibility that's been going through my head.
Oh, I think of these things too.
It's terribly complicated, just like everything in an ecosystem.
So I definitely think we should try to plan an excursion up in the city.
And in addition, we might, when we go back to wherever we're going in the ship, if we can fly a little bit closer to... Shoot, what was the mountain?
Mount Macabre.
See if we can fly a little closer to Mount Macabre and see what we can see.
I think as long as the mist is present, we could probably do that safer. Not safely,
Yes.
but safer.
Oh yeah, there's no such thing as safe on this planet.
Exactly.
I mean, not when mind flayers, space clowns, and drow are involved.
Not to mention Cutter's crew and the other Warforged. We got
That's
a lot
what?
of different factors at
That's
play.
5 factions that we have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And we also have the dragonborn here. And we also have ourselves.
Oh, and we also have that camp of people.
There's the camp of people, too.
It's 7 people. And those weird bug people that we found.
The Tin Collie. You guys did find one at the lab where you guys were being held originally.
Yeah.
Oh, those weird worm creatures.
No. They're in one of so in the main room where the large abomination creature was being held, underneath where Lust was, in those 8 other tubes, there was a Tin Collie body in one of those tubes.
Oh.
Yep.
We don't know what captured us and put those in that lab.
I know, and we don't even know what that was.
Yeah, you guys are still trying to figure. You guys have a lot of questions.
So that's a mysterious 9th faction that we have no idea about.
We have to at least entertain the idea that we're running solo on. Any allies we have can abruptly change. They could easily come and go. As of right now, everything is pretty darn fluid. And that's even within our own group. Not necessarily like us players, but alright, so I'm up to whatever you guys want to do here next. I'm thinking all of our answers are going to, or potentially our answers are going to be up in the ruins. But I'm not sure if we want to spend like an overnight here and maybe collaborate on trying to figure out, take some samples back to the ship. Maybe we can actually get some of his blood as well. And we can check for poison. We can check for whatever might be going on with him there.
Yeah.
But we can bring it back to like my lab, and where I have a full alchemy set and herbalist set and poisoner kit and all of my tools.
I assumed we were heading back topside. I didn't think we were going to spend the night here.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just telling you the things that I'm thinking about is that I'm going to want to probably take a little bit of his blood and as much of that foam that I can use for samples. And I'm going to, between my couple hour rest that I need, because I don't need a full 8 hours, I can do further testing.
Okay, so give me a shake here. Alright, so you guys are wanting to get back to the ship at least? Is that the plan?
That's what I'm thinking, isn't it?
I think so.
Rose?
I'm good with that.
I don't have a better plan.
As one of the 2 members of the party that needs to sleep, I'm okay sleeping on the ship.
I think I'm more comfortable on the ship. We know our ship. It has weapons. We have our crew. It's kind of defensible. And if this place gets raided, we can just take off and fly.
Yeah, but if we take off and fly, we're essentially going to abandon this place and lose the trust of the Dragonborn.
He who runs away lives to run away another day.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but if we want to make allies with these people, it'd be a good idea to probably help them in times of need.
Sure. I don't argue that point. I don't argue that at all.
Yeah, if we want to get off this rock, we're going to have to all work together.
Fair enough.
Whether we like it or not.
I'm just completely playing within my character's MO here.
And that is
neutral on these type of things.
Above table, I've got something I'm going to do as we're heading out. That's going to be a goodwill thing toward these people. I just don't.
nice.
Democra isn't going to tell the rest of the party though.
Okay,
I'm going to use at least 2 more spell slots, cast Good Berry, get at least 20 more berries, and tell what's his face, Nelcor, to give them to whoever needs them most.
okay.
Oh, that's a
Awesome.
good
Democra's not telling the group that. She's just going to hang back for a second, do that in secret. That's why I haven't brought it up.
Okay. Alright, so you are doing 20 good berries and you're just giving that to Dankor?
Yeah, with instruction to give them to whoever needs them most. And I'll tell them what they do. That they'll sustain, 1 berry will sustain a person for a day. It's not a lot, but if they're as bad off as they look like they are, and take whatever they can get. And like I said, Democra's not going to do that until they're leaving.
Yeah. Thank you. I won't pass these along. I apologize. What was your name?
Makra Zamargas.
Thank you. One, for your kindness that you showed my brother. And 2, for this. It may take some time for the rest to warm up to the idea. But at least know that as of this moment, you and your friends, I consider you allies in this.
We're doing what we can. We have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. See what we can find. What we do find, we'll share with you.
You know where to find us. You watch as he just barely goes in the darkness to where you can no longer see him. And you guys are going back to the ship. Anything you guys want to do on the ship?
Is there anything we need to do on the ship? Anything important, like maintaining weapons or things like that?
Well, I was going to probably make everybody's some food for the day. I'll probably
Whatever
do something there.
Whatever
And then
tests
I'm
you
gonna
wanted to run, I would try to help with that in some way.
That would be great. Because, I mean, there might be times when we might need to dig into, like, some arcane or nature or religion and whatever we possibly can.
I'm good at nature, survival, and stealth.
Alright, so I have not had time to edit this map yet. But for the time being, just pretend that the edits are there. So this wall is now there. So you are wanting to go to the
I'm going to be on this side.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This is basically the kitchen, and also where I kind of do like my backup.
Yeah.
You could say. But over here is basically the left and front.
All right. So left side. All right. So left side is what again?
So the left side, or towards the bow of the ship here, where I'm currently positioned myself, that is the galley, and also my little, I guess you call it like pod or bay that I would like normally would rest in.
Okay.
And then towards the rear of that whole section is the infirmary / lab.
Okay. I'll say you go ahead and put. So you are going to go ahead and start working on the substance you got from Emery, correct?
And was I able to maybe get a little bit of his blood too?
Yeah, if you want to get, like, I'll say like a vial of his blood.
Yeah, just get like a small. Yeah, I have like a small, maybe like a small vial.
Okay, cool.
That.
Yeah.
Sample bottle.
What are you wanting to test first?
Well, I want to do a quick test for poison. See if this is considered as like a poison, or if it's maybe organic. You know what I mean? Like, is it inert? Is it organic? Is it a poison?
Okay.
I'm trying to look for any natural type.
Go ahead and make me a intelligence check.
I assist.
Yes, you may assist.
Can I use guidance with that assistance?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Well, first off, that is 6 plus 4 plus whatever your assistance gives me.
Should be advantage. So if you wanna.
Oh, it's advantage.
Yeah.
Want me to redo this with advantage then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Alright. Nat 20.
Natural 20? Okay.
Plus 4.
It doesn't take you too long with Democritus' help, as you are taking a sample of this foam and testing to see if it's any sort of poison or anything like that. You quickly rule out doesn't have any poisonous properties to it. After beginning to think about it for a moment, you realize this foam coming out of his mouth is brain matter.
Ow! Oh!
That's a problem.
That is not good.
No, I'd say that's unequivocally bad.
You can make perception checks.
Oh no.
An advantage or just... No?
Just straight rolls.
Okay.
10, okay.
Where is it again? Perception.
Try to make sure Saphis doesn't eat it.
Yeah.
Alright. 19.
19.
Plus the bonus.
You did see it before, but now that you have began testing on the foam, you quickly see inside the foam, you can almost see what looks to be a little tadpole.
Wait a minute. Is this the same type of tadpoles that we've seen before?
This is not the tadpole that you guys seen before. But
Is that like a smaller version or anything like that?
From what you can tell, and at least from what you have been able to discern from that natural 20, because it's still intelligence, I'm still going off that for this, because it has something to do with the phone. That is a mind flare tadpole.
So he actually got hit up with a mind flare.
Yes.
Potentially.
And
the foam is brain matter.
Yep.
Or what's left of it.
Can
I determine if that brain matter is actually draconic or not? I'm not sure if I can do
you
that.
can tell that is, I would say with the natural 20, you can tell it is humanoid.
It's humanoid?
Yeah. So you could probably you could probably tell that brain matter came from Imric.
Okay, so it came from
A dragonborns are humanoids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark only knows this so far.
Yeah, Mark is the only one that knows this.
I'm relaying everything that I'm finding.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay.
We found this. And there's this going on. And this is going on.
If we kill it, smash it.
Actually, if it's still alive, I'm going to put it in a specimen jar.
Okay.
We'll get it in there quick.
I'm going to keep it in a specimen jar, and I need to start thinking of a psionically blocking material. Any ideas, Democrat? What we can do, block this thing as it starts realizing we might have it captured. It might start leashing out. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want this thing to go crazy. But I think we might want to hold on to this.
Can I make like some kind of intelligence check to see if psychically blocking it would be possible? And shenanigans. My breath weapon is psychic damage. Would I have advantage on such a roll?
I would say you are more than welcome to. It's not going to be an easy DC.
It's completely fair.
And I'm not going to give you advantage, but if you want to make a intelligence check, you can.
Okay. Hey, I had to ask.
Hey, no, yeah, that's fine.
Let's roll of the night, 16.
16?
Still probably not going to do it.
You do not think it's possible. Mainly because, at least from what you guys know of mind players, they usually have resistance against that sort of stuff. So you think the tadpole might be safe too?
That's you're talking about using psionics against.
I'm talking about trying to block, like putting that thing in a place where it can't psychically reach out and go blah.
Like as far as like something to try and prevent it.
Essentially like putting a jar over a wasp, except the jar is like blocking any.
You think
mental
I'll say this with the 16, you would know that as long as it is not embedded in your brain, it cannot do anything to you.
Okay.
It is. Okay. It's a tadpole. It's not able to do the things that a full-grown mind flayer is going to be able to do.
Okay. And
but I told it to Emmerich, and I'm concerned.
Would you say?
We know if a host body would have only one tadpole.
Or could it hold many?
You would not know that.
Could we do like a nature or intelligence? Or
if you want to do another intelligence check, that's fine.
No, not so good. 10 plus 4.
10 plus 4, so 14?
Oh no, I'm sorry, 6 plus 4 for a total of 20.
Okay, 6 plus 4. Yeah.
10.
You're not sure. There's.
You might want to grab some more to continue testing this.
You also might want to warn them to keep him separate.
Yes. You might want to go back and let them know about that and try to collect some more foam.
Yeah, agreed.
If you can do that. And I want to... How can I look in his blood to see if there's any contagions in there? I'm curious about this mist.
There doesn't seem to be anything. Blood is blood. There's nothing.
Blood is blood.
There's nothing that shows up.
So what is okay? So if he was exposed to the mist, he's not showing any signs.
Oh no, he was showing signs. It's just not the signs that you're expecting.
So okay. So what do we know of people that get exposed to the mist? What happens to them?
They go completely mad and insane.
They go completely mad being exposed to the mist.
Yep.
So.
And usually they don't survive much longer after that.
Do they kind of go mad shouting things like what he...
What Emmerich did, yes. Yeah.
Interesting. So what's the possibility or probability of these tadpoles their means of, how would you call it, propagation and finding hosts is via this mist.
That is a theory that you're not 100% sure on.
I'm kind of leaning towards that, though.
It is definitely a possibility.
It's a good theory so far. It's probably the best theory that we have. So, outside of the ship right now, is there any mist nearby? Oh, actually, more important, before we even go down that path, knowing that this is a mind flayer, larva, squid, doohickey, what is my susceptibility to them?
There are no known reports of your kind being affected. Now, again, there are no reports.
God, I wish I could reach out to the Warforged, but we kind of pissed them off because we broke free and left.
Yeah, we not only burned that bridge, we blew it up.
Yeah, I know, we did. Well, yeah, we threw one of them into a pit, and the other one we blew up. Crap. Bah. How can we potentially safely test this? Okay, so the tadpole is something completely separate from the foe, correct?
Yes.
Yes. The foam isn't like consisting of a bunch of tadpoles. So it's just we found one little tadpole.
No. It just happens to be inside it.
Is it appearing that it's like consuming the foam?
It's
or
trying
is the
to.
Foam
It is trying to.
Okay, it's trying to. So it's not a byproduct. The foam is not a byproduct of it.
No.
It's actually consumed.
Yeah, the foam is basically what's the foam is what's left over after his mind is basically being melted. Basically.
It's brain foam.
Brain foam.
Like milk foam if you blow into milk through a straw.
Yeah. Instead it's brain juice.
Yeah, I'm not going to be bringing up quite yet that the guy is like dead, but I mean, he's probably dead. He's probably completely brain dead right now.
Yeah.
Have him like in a means of stasis with that spare the dying.
Basically, that's basically what you did.
Yep, he is kind of sort of a vegetable. I'll bring that up to you, Demakra. And it's like, it might be merciful to actually end his life right now. But if that's the case, I kind of like to bring him back here and basically look at his body, basically do an autopsy. If you think that would be permissible with the rest of the clan.
I can certainly ask.
I really, if anything, I want to look deeper into what might be left of his cranial cavity.
Understood. I'll see what I can do. At the very least, if we can't bring him back here, maybe we can bring you back down.
Yeah, like his lungs. Also, it's like, I would say probably like his lungs, esophagus, maybe even whatever you guys have for like filtration, like human, like liver, spleen, that type of stuff.
Yeah, the important organs.
Yeah, all the soft organs is what I'd be mostly interested in. So I want to see exactly if there's any trace of this cloud, this mist that we deal with, that might be left over that his body was trying to process, and then also see if there's any more of these squigglies. Plus, also, if we need to, we can lock down our infirmary and keep it somewhat safe. So
I
nobody
was
else can
gonna say, these are all good ideas. Do we really want to do that on the ship?
It's probably easier to bring him to the ship than me to bring all of my gear down to them.
Alright, I still have concerns.
Also,
but we'll see what we can do.
well, the other thing is, too, an autopsy is going to be quite evasive. And depending on their response to that, it might be better to have discretion by performing that up here, out of the view of everybody else. I don't want to be considered as like desecrating, someone who's very popular in their society.
And I get you, but there were alcoves down there, weren't there?
Yes.
You could get privacy if you needed it.
Absolutely. And I can understand if his brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand if his brother wants to be present or wants to be present, as long as he understands this is kind of evasive. With their permission, I would love to be able to do it. If that's the case, I might need to grab like a couple of our crewmen or something like that to help carry all my crap down. Basically setting up my lab down there.
Well,
Which is
we'll
gonna make
start
me
with a
start
conversation
thinking
and see where it goes.
I'm gonna keep a couple brain processes off to the side, thinking about, okay, so how can I build myself a better mobile lab? That is going to be a thing.
Trying to make a better mobile lab.
I have an idea. But I'm trying to think of like the practicality of it at the moment. But we're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, Democrat, you are going back down to try and...
Saphis has dark vision, so I'm going to put him on a leash and have him lead me.
Beautiful, okay.
There you go.
Alright,
Ephes is like a seeing eye dog.
basically, at this point.
Actually, yeah.
Well, good news.
Seeing eye Drake.
They kind of gave you kind of a strange look, seeing Seth is on a leash, but they let you pass. You are able to get conversation with Nagor. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay, straight roll. Come on, we can do this. Damn it. It'd be a 4.
I can see why. That's maybe something that needs to be done. But I'm going to have to decline.
I understand. Is there any way that I could take a couple more samples up to my friend? We can try to find those answers.
I will allow that. But knowing this, I will need to prepare his final goodbyes.
Of course.
But you can take more samples of the phone if you would like.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell him what we found though? The tadpole?
We assume that was part of the persuasion.
Oh, was that?
That explaining what we found and all that was taken into account with that persuasion roll.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check. I'll let you have advantage because I forgot you were going to add that part in there.
I was going to tell him what we found.
Okay.
That is connected to the mind flayers, and that we would like to know more.
Okay, go ahead and make another persuasion check.
Okay, so just a straight roll?
Yeah.
Oh, 17!
Okay, that was just to see if you got better than 4. Okay. With 17, he is more inclined. Alright.
You're welcome to stay with him and be present the whole time.
Where would you like this done?
Ideally, my friend wants to do it on our ship. He has all of his supplies there, and we can secure that area if we need to.
Alright. You see he points to a couple guards, and you can hear him in Draconic basically give the orders to put him on a stretcher and bring him to your ship. That's basically what you hear him say.
Okay, cool.
I also think that you'd have the intelligence enough to let them know, don't touch the phone.
Yeah.
I will make that clear as he's giving that order.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty obvious for you because you saw everything as I was doing it.
And I did explain what we saw to Elcor. Why can't I remember his name?
His name is spelled Necor.
Oh.
I mean, there's not going to be a lot of room in the infirmary, but if he wants to be up there too.
The moment that they bring him up there and put him where you tell them to, they get off and he stays.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm going to... Essentially, what I'm looking at doing is I'm going to crack open his head, see what the condition is of the rest of his brain. I'm assuming it's pretty much toast. And then I want to look at his lungs to see if I can find any odd residue in them, i.e., that he was inhaling something from, the mist.
Okay. Go
But
ahead.
I'm going to also look in like his esophagus and his lungs, in his, filtering type organs that I may happen to know.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a medicine check.
Regular or advantage?
I was gonna say if
Go ahead.
if there's enough room for me to be there to help, I would love to assist with that. If there's not enough room in the infirmary, that's fine.
I would say there's just enough room.
Okay.
I will give
That'd be
assistance
nice
if I can.
for you to kind of help me out. You can kind of be like my assistant. Here, hold on to this skull cap. You're like, no.
This is different.
Hold on to this lung for me, please. So I'm doing medicine check or intelligence.
You are going to do medicine.
Right, with advantage, it's an 18 plus 4.
18 plus 4. That's pretty good. Okay.
That's a 22.
That's 22.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with medicine. It's kind of what my guy did. He went to school for it.
Let's see.
Yeah, probably the first and foremost is to look at his brain and try to see if there's any other tadpoles in it. If there's just the one. That's probably priority number 1.
From what you can tell, it is strange at first when you open up his head. What you find is his head is completely full of this foam.
Okay.
Sitting inside the phone, it looks like another brain. But this brain has 4 almost looks like bestial clawed legs. And it is just sitting in the phone dead.
Wait a minute. This is like a completely different species from the flare tadpoles.
It is a little different, but it's you would know with that medicine check, it is not a different species.
So this is a flare as well?
This is another aberration.
Oh. Just not a mind flare.
Just not a mind flare. This, from what you can tell, and with that, I would say with that 22, you know that this is known as an intellect devourer.
That's what I was afraid of. Me, the player.
That's what I was also afraid of, too. I kind of figured that's what you were going with, but I needed the DM to actually say that. So I'm not metagaming.
The good news is it's dead.
Good news, it's dead. Was there any other wigglies, though, in there?
No.
Besides the mind flare?
No, there's not.
Okay, so there's just one mind flare and one squid.
Yep.
Great. Well, I'm going to keep the mind flare and find a larger specimen container, and I'm going to put it in there for later examination.
Okay.
And then I'm going to focus to below the neck, underneath the head.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to start. My next focus is going to be, again, like I was saying, like esophagus, lungs, other soft tissues like that, to see if there's any signs that I could possibly conclude that he was inhaling the mist, or the mist being like a contagion of any sort.
Unfortunately, you did not find anything else. The only
So
thing
the rest
affected on his body was his brain.
Okay, so there was nothing else. There was nothing else that proves that the mist itself is harmful.
Yes, there's nothing else.
Interesting. I'm going to state out my hypothesis to everybody, stating that it's like, I believe the mist in itself is not dangerous. However, consider it more like the embryonic fluid that these aberrations use to reach into their hosts. Because I don't see any other access points when I went into bed. I didn't see any other marks or scars or holes or anything else. Where the intellect devourer
the only other thing that you see is the right ear canal is a little widened, and there is some scarring. But you think that's from when it burrowed inside his head.
Okay.
Besides that.
Okay. So yeah, that still goes with my theory that the mist in and of itself is not dangerous. It's what else resides in the mist is what's dangerous. So if we can find a means of protecting ourselves from these other biologicals coming through, in theory, we should be okay. We could walk around day to day in this mist, in theory.
And this is just a theory you have.
Yeah, I mean, it still needs to get proven, and I have a couple ideas regarding that, but, yeah, that's where I'm currently leaning at. And that's where I'm going to look at probably Demakra, and I'm assuming we're going to kind of have this discussion outside of the lab so everybody can kind of hear it. As I'm giving out my hypothesis and all the findings here, including I'm bringing up that there was a dead intellect devourer, and probably the good bear is the best thing that was done to basically cure / unfortunately kill, but he was doomed anyway. The intellect devourer, he was already screwed. He was dead man walking. He was a zombie. And I'm going to kind of pass this on to everybody, and then I'm going to look at the rest of the group. Like, I kind of want to go back to the forge, back to our home base, and talk to the other, what's his name, the other artificer over there.
Because
he didn't come. Yeah, because he didn't come with us. He stayed back.
Him and Harrywin are the only two that are back at base.
Yeah, Horace and Harrowin, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm thinking we might need Horace's knowledge as well. This to figure out a means of building like a generalized filter is what we're looking at. I'm going to need his assistance. I'm thinking that's way outside of my realm.
Okay.
I don't think there's really anything else in the ruins of the city that's going to really answer to us unless we want to know more details about maybe the drow or the mind flayers themselves. That's up to you guys if we still want to explore the old city.
The old city could have some valuables in it.
It could. That is a possibility. If anything, I'm going to try to make some type of log or record of what we found here in regards to the mist, including my theory. I'm going to try to write it down somewhere. So if something happens to us, whatever travelers come around, plus I'm looking over at the other dragonborn guy. It's like you would know this too, and I hope you guys keep reference to it. I mean, it is a theory, but but to me it seems like a very strong theory at the moment.
Well, what does the party think?
So I mean, it's up to you guys. I think if we want to have some means of like filtering this stuff, so we can at least move more freely around in the planet. Plus, that gives us a huge advantage over a lot of these other factions and groups, and we can still use that as a bargaining tool with the drow. Because now the drow would now have the ability, if they want to go topside, they don't have to worry about getting brained or debrained, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Either way,
Under new management.
Either way, if we can actually come up with a solution, a viable solution between Horace and myself, if we can come up with a solution and prove that it works, that is a huge bargaining tool to the rest of the factions. That could be something, I'll be honest, wars could be started over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the factions except for the machine people.
Well, we're not 100% sure yet on that, but I'm assuming I'll probably take a stab at whatever filtration solution we come up with.
I'm assuming all the Warforged people don't really care about the mist.
I've been
They never
avoiding.
seem too concerned about it.
Yeah, I've been avoiding it just because there's no. Before now, there's been no theory if it could or could not be damaging to me.
And I don't technically have a brain. I'm just made up of nerves.
And my brain is not a traditional brain either. So, I guess I'm gonna look at.
That would be the only two of our group in real trouble. In theory.
That's true. In real trouble.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is something. I'm sorry. I like to think I'm a pretty good medic, but I can't cure that.
Yeah, no.
This is something I cannot cure.
Yeah, our brains being turned. I mean, you guys' brains being turned to mush is not a curable thing.
Yeah.
No. I'd kind of like to explore the city for one day, so long as we're here, since it takes so long to get back and forth.
Absolutely.
After that, absolutely, let's head back and see what we can figure out.
Okay.
We could just We could hover the ship over the city, could we not?
Yeah.
You could, if there's anything interesting.
Yeah, it probably won't be the same as actually having feet on the ground, though.
We could hover it over, like throw a ladder down, go down, and then have a quick escape when we need to if there's anything dangerous up there.
That's true. That is true.
We can go boots on the ground essentially, while also having a quick getaway ready.
Well, I was going to say that would be you three because I'm piloting, so I would probably have to be up in the ship keeping it floating.
Yep,
that's
true.
possible, and not necessarily a bad idea.
No, it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, if we need a quick escape, we can always just go up there because we don't know what's prowling around that city.
Exactly. But I can probably say also at this point, I tell our dragonborn friend, I apologize for the state that your brother is in now, but he proved even in his death to be a plethora of information and answers for us.
Well, I'm glad at least something came good. Love.
I mean, again, you could say he helped us out again, even in his death.
I will. You see, he goes ahead, clears his throat, trying to choke back some tears. I will go ahead and prepare for what needs to be done with the body, as per our traditions. If you to peruse the city, feel free. The offer for an alliance between us is still open. This does not change anything. Good luck. If anything changes and you're back this way, please don't hesitate to stop by.
We will.
If we find a solution for navigating through the mist, we will definitely share that with you.
I'll be waiting. He goes ahead, lifts up his brother, and begins to take him off the ship as so you guys are slightly hovering above the ruins of the city, correct? With it's kind of like a makeshift rope ladder, kind of waiting.
Yeah, but we'd probably lower it and drop it as needs to be. Probably just doing hardcore perception checks, maybe in the front.
Okay.
Up in that where the.
If you guys want to make perception checks, I will allow you to make perception checks as you guys are doing this.
All right.
Would I even be able to because I'm piloting?
It's a natural one.
Can, because you have complete view as if you're looking around the ship.
Pretty much as if you are the ship.
I'm on a mission.
You are the ship.
Your eyes are everywhere.
Yeah.
That's an
kind of like your pilot from. You ever watched?
And that's got to be a real headache to be able to see everything at once.
I'm trying to remember what the name of that. Farscape. Remember? Did you ever watch the show Farscape?
I think I've heard of it once or twice.
There's a character in there called Pilot, and he's basically tied to the ship. He and the ship are one.
So we got a 6 from Rez. Wow.
I got a natural 1.
Yeah, natural 1.
Do we get advantage or just regular?
Just a regular roll.
Okay. That can still be guidance, right?
Yeah.
From that natural 1, since I don't know what we're going to encounter, can Rez immediately go into stealth?
Sure, if you want to. I'll know that.
30-20.
30-20, okay. Yeah.
I'm going into stealth.
Yeah, Rez, if you want to go ahead and do a stealth check. 16, okay.
I'm rolling back.
Alright. Mark.
Rez, I imagine you just kind of go flat somewhere and just like raise up one particle of ooze and just kind of use your finger to look out the window.
Yeah, I'm periscoping.
It's like one little eye stalk pops up. Kind of like this whole thing, like Star Wars and
Yeah, I send a pseudopod out. Like,
Okay. Give me a second. I'm taking
you see anything, Robot Man?
Yeah, I'm
Can't see
basically
shit.
I'm just looking for stuff that looks like mostly intact buildings, any temples, or especially if there's anything that's still pristine.
Unfortunately, there is
Ultimately-
nothing that is untouched.
Okay.
But you guys, I'll see with that 21, or not 21, 22. You are able to see what is left of a dragonborn statue. You can definitely tell the head, and most of the body is gone. The statue you probably could see in its heyday probably stood 30 feet tall. The only thing that is left is the torso and one arm, which holds a shield depicting that of a dragonborn's face. If you guys want to make a religion check, or religion or history.
Religion or history?
Yep.
Or history.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of sucked at my history roll.
Okay.
16.
Seems pretty good.
Does Demakra get any bonus since she's...
Demakra, you can make this with advantage.
Ooh.
I was going to say, because
Yeah.
it probably...
I rolled worse. 11's the higher roll.
11?
One was a 4.
Rez, you notice this, and you can tell that this should be a depiction of Bahamut.
Ooh, Bahamut.
Probably in his earlier years.
Is there any other, like, chunks of that statue just, like, scattered about? Like, if we kind of gather it, we can maybe try to fix it?
I mean, they are all over the place. I mean, if you want to take the time to take these large pieces back together, it would take a lot of time, though.
I say we make note, and if there's nothing else that we can find in short time here, maybe we should go gather this up and bring it back to them, too, before we actually head out. I mean, it might not have any use to us, but that could be something significant for the rest of that society.
As far as that goes, you kind of go through and you do find what used to be the temple itself. It is currently in crumbles. The roof is completely caved in. The only thing standing, and it is unique enough in its own right. The only thing standing inside is an altar that kind of is standing strong amongst the rubble.
Interesting. I definitely think we should at least try to rescue that for them. All this is going to do is just help strengthen.
So, what are you guys trying to move? Are you guys trying to move the altar or the pieces of...
Ideally, I say both. We should try to get, but that's... I mean...
The altar seems like it is... Looks like they took whatever the stone floor it was and just made a pillar into an altar. So you're not going to be able to move that, but you can move some of the pieces of the broken statue to Bahamut if you want to move that. You can move some pieces. It would take almost the entire day to gather the other pieces, because this was a 30-foot statue, so there are chunks.
So the altar, we can't even snag the altar at all?
No, it is part of the ground.
It is actually part of the temple. Okay.
Yes.
Are there any other artifacts around, even if they're like banged up?
If you want to take a quick look around, this goes along with the perception check. Since you guys found that, I'll say you are able to find a couple things here. Give me a second. I'm going to roll on a table here. See what you get. Right. Let's see. You find a couple things here. From what you can tell, there is, you find yourself, looks like, a potion that is, from at first glance, it is liquid gold for the first time you look at it. The second time you look at it, it just seems to be some kind of silver, milky liquid. You find that, as well as you find, it looks like, from what you can tell, it looks like, at first glance, a horn. When you take a quick look at it, it is actually a sword. As well as you find a fist-sized chunk of emerald. Very much similar to your skin tone, Damakra.
A fist-sized chunk of what?
A fist-sized chunk of emerald.
Oh. Does it actually have like a pattern, like it was part of a larger statue that was an emerald? Like, because you said that it had to look like the mockery.
No. What I mean, like, it has the same like skin tone, like it.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay, but it's not actually like shaped or cut.
No.
Yeah, it has the same color as her scales.
Yeah, it's just
It's basically the rock. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Rez takes the gemstone.
Okay.
Puts it into his body.
I did see the gemstone though, right?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
You can see it now floating around in his head.
Alright. Well, definitely going to grab that sword. And the potion. Are there like any mosaics or any hieroglyphs or, you know what I mean? Like any type of art?
There
Even
are
on the
some,
ground.
but they are shattered.
There's nothing that's really big enough, not even like the floor Fresnos, like it would be like on a floor piece. You know what I mean?
They're cracked and shattered.
And a mosaic floor.
Yeah, it's at least from what you can tell, some pieces are missing, so you can't get the full story. But on the floor, it looks like it shows a dragonborn. Looks like looking over a vast mountainside, and leaving behind, in its place, it looks at first like a moon, but then you look a little closer, it almost looks like an egg. That's really all you can really tell because of just the shattered situation that it is in. Can't really get the full story, but that's what you can tell.
Can I do a deeper look? I'm gonna kind of motion to Rez. A closer look at that. Whatchamacallit?
The emerald?
Not the emerald. The altar.
The altar? Okay. Yeah.
I want to look a little bit closer.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Perception or investigation?
Perception or investigation?
Yes.
We're going to be doing perception. Bam!
23?
Another nice one.
Okay.
There you go.
And you're just looking at the altar?
I'm inspecting it closer. I want to see if it looks like it has anything depicting dragons on it, or maybe even what I would assume to be draconic in nature.
There are some draconic words written.
I know I can't read it, but... And I'm assuming the marker can't see it.
Yeah. If you want, you can write down what the words are and have her translate those later, if that's something that you want to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll definitely do that. Is there anything else I notice? I mean, it's all solid stone, or is there layers to it? Coatings?
It is solid stone.
Just one big solid stone.
Yeah, it looks like when they made the floor, they went ahead and made this pillar and turned it into an altar.
It's... just that symbolism of an egg.
Yes.
Kind of makes me curious. But I might save that for when we get also back up to the ship and talk to the Macro.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Unless you want to hang down here for anything else, Rez.
Riz, anything else for you down here?
I got one of the shiny items, and I'm assuming there's nothing else that's shiny down here.
No. You do see that there is like a stone bowl where maybe they used to put offerings, and you can see there is a couple of like bronze coins in there. But besides that,
Slurp.
You're gonna grab I'm assuming you're grabbing the coins.
You don't know this. I have walked away from you, and I'm not divulging my intentions.
Oh no, I know. I'm kind of saying more out of character.
Yeah, but, he's stealing the offerings.
Fair enough. Are you going to bring up that there's a bowl there, a ceremonial bowl?
I mean, he's like, there's. He would be like, yeah, there's a ceremonial bowl. It's pretty empty though.
I think go ahead and grab that too.
You just see.
They could possibly use that if it's an offering bowl to their deities and stuff. That could be valuable to their culture. So
as Riz says that, thumb it back to the bowl.
Yeah.
All you see is just like bronze coins floating in his head, and you're just like, well, he stole the coins.
I'm not gonna question. I'm just gonna say it's like the bowl probably is cultural reference to them. I say we probably grab that to take it back to them.
How heavy is the bowl? I have 7 strength.
the bowl itself is probably 5 pounds.
Oh, you can pick that up.
Doable.
Yeah. Come on, you picked up an emerald that probably weighs almost 5 pounds. Like,
yeah.
My push, drag, and lift capacity is 210, so I can lift it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's no other writings or anything like that, or
No.
scrawl, even graffiti.
No.
I'll take draconic graffiti at this point.
Draconic graffiti? No, there's not.
No.
There's not a funky mind flayers writing on the wall. No.
Ooh, one other thing, because I did have some pretty decent perception checks. I'm assuming there's like dirt and dust everywhere, right?
There is rubble, but yes.
But there's probably also like dust and dirt scattered about. I didn't see.
There is that like what you would consider like canyon or cavernous dirt, but yeah, like very thin layers. But
nothing was disturbed though until we got down.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like. Doesn't look like it was recently disturbed.
No, it does not look like it was recently disturbed. You are the first.
Right.
You are the first people in this temple in a long time.
Okay. Yeah. If there's nothing else, I say we get back on to the ship and see if there's even any other. Looks like any significant type, like if there was like a where the old palace would be, or if there was
where the old palace used to be is where the entrance to where the dragonborns are.
And there was nothing special there.
No, there was not.
Was there any other? I mean, what other significant buildings were on this map?
As far as the map goes, it shows the palace where it kind of has a circle where they are. It has the location of the temple. There really isn't any other significant like buildings. It does, like you can see that they wrote down like where like some taverns and stuff used to be, but
like we're at the old marketplace, or maybe
marketplace, market district. There was a place where the residential district was. But besides that, those are the main prominent things.
I think we need to go and hit up maybe like the marketplace area, Rez. What do you think?
The marketplace could have some value, yes.
There could be all sorts of stuff there.
Okay.
Stuff for you and stuff for me.
More shinies.
Could be. I said we go and do a thorough scouting of that area. And then, if everybody agrees, we go back and can drop off the couple relics that we find. Let them know about the statue out there, and that it'll probably take a couple trips to bring it all over to them if they're interested. We can maybe arrange that for our next visit.
Okay, so
that would be a good idea.
To Market District. Go ahead and make a anybody can make a perception check for me.
All of us.
Yeah.
Perception.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 is really good.
Jeez.
Or 21.
Okay.
God damn.
See everything.
I see nothing. I get distracted by a fly.
Yeah, I got 12. I'm kind of weird.
The mock room. The first thing you see with your natural 20, it very much looks like a 100-foot statue. It seems to be the only thing standing, with no damage done to it, in the Market District.
A what statue?
A 100-foot tall statue. This one depicts a female dragonborn, but she seems to be not wearing like any armor. She just seems to be wrapped in almost this cloak and dress, with her arms just kind of like almost kind of like a pharaoh, just like an X across their chest, with this warm smile across her face. As you guys approach, the ground here is littered with the remains of dragonborn. You find some look like they were running from something. Some crushed beneath rubble of from nearby stores. Some seem to be almost frozen in place, almost petrified. Stone statues. Crumbled. It is
I will definitely point that
definitely
out.
a grim scene.
But they're like stone statues? Are they actual
They look like
stone?
stone statues because from I don't know if I gave a really good depiction of what Emmerich looked like. They almost look like earthy. They almost have like instead of like scales, they almost look like stone patches.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
we're
this
still
looks like the other.
up in the air, right?
Yeah, you guys are still up in the air. You guys have not landed yet.
Okay, as long as they're not actual stone.
Yeah, they're not actual stone. It's just because of how they look, they almost look like stone statues that have been broken apart.
Okay. Okay.
But it's just what's left of them.
I have any knowledge of who this statue might be of?
You can go ahead and attempt a history check.
Oh, that's better. 6.
6? Looks familiar, but you can't place who this is.
Okay. If you guys want to go down there, I'd love to know who that statue's of. If you don't see anything else of interest, then don't bother. You said it's intact, correct?
There is not a scar on it.
Oh.
That's a little ominous.
But you said it's like 100-foot statue.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to just be able to hike that up on our shoulder and
Yeah.
walk back on board ship.
Yeah, no.
That's going to probably
But even
take
if there's
more
like a
than our
plaque
ship.
that says, visage of so-and-so.
I wouldn't mind doing a quick search around. I mean, anything is possible. We never know what we're going to find.
Okay.
I'd keep my guard up.
Alright. So you guys are going to land the ship and get closer to the statue?
Well, I'm going to at least look around like the rubbles for what look to be like the old stores and stuff.
Okay.
Do we want to do the rope ladder thing? Have ourselves an escape if we need it?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what we're going to do.
Rez, I will give you one of the 4 good berries I have, so you're back up to 2.
Did I take damage?
You can take damage, but you
one.
shoved one down Emmerich's throat.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, did I get hurt? I
No,
don't remember.
no, you didn't get hurt. You wasted one of your good berries. Not wasted,
No,
but
not
wasted.
Not yet.
It's like-
guys.
It's like one of those moments in real life where you don't realize you cut yourself, and then you see your like hand or arm, and you're like, "Wow, I got a cut on my arm."
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Why am I covered in blood?
Oh, where did that come from?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, every day at work I put on hand sanitizer, and I'm like, "Oh, there's a new cut."
Demakra, as you approach the statue, there is writing on the statue. This is a visage
Is it
of
a language?
Nimue, the maiden of the moon. Their queen.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck did this thing survive?
It's what again?
This is a statue depicting Nimue, Bahamut's daughter, and their queen.
Interesting.
That kind of makes sense. reach out and touch the base of the statue?
Sure. You,
Kicks and giggles?
yeah. You put your hand out. The moment you touch the statue, you are brought back to the market district at its peak. You can see the colorful tents are set up. You can see many different dragonborn children. You can even see some sort of a mix. You can see the lunar dragonborn that you are used to seeing, but you can see your gem dragons, you can see your chromatic dragons and such. And then you can watch and you can see the sky darkening. Almost that same vision kind of plays back from when you first got here. And then you're brought back. Everything around you is in shambles, and your friends are near you.
Whoa. Okay, that was weird.
Looks like you zoned out there for a second.
Yeah. I saw what this place looked like when it was, vibrant, alive. Kinds of people here. Then it just all went dark.
That's kind of haunting.
It's a good word for it.
Look down, there is a new phrase right underneath where it says, visage of Nimue, maiden of the moon, daughter of Bahamut. There is a new phrase underneath that was not there before. The sky fell, but once the moon is reborn, then the sky shall rise once more.
Alright, furiously writing. I will assume it's in Draconic, and I will relay that to...
It is in Draconic.
Which jogs my memory real quick, and I'm like, by the way, as I hand you, Demacro, the writings that we found in the old temple. I'm not sure if this is related to any of it.
I assume these are also in Draconic?
These are also all in Draconic.
Okay.
The writings that you get from the temple depict a story of Bahamut coming to this place in his early years, falling in love with the people here, leaving a gift behind for them. A daughter. Someone to lead them.
Okay. It's kind of the ancient history of this place. Of where Nimue came from. How Bahamut came down and left her behind to lead the people.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to look around some of the rubble, even maybe some of the bodies.
Okay.
I'm gonna all Saphis over and you're teaching a dog how to shake, just kind of lift up his front half and put his paws on the base of the statue. Can I say, hey, this is one of the dragon goddesses, hey boy?
Now push.
Do you see anything?
I thought you were gonna try to get Saphis to knock over the statue. I was like, what?
You see his tongue kind of softly kind of hangs out, but besides that, just
Fine.
This is truly the dog of drags.
What are you what are you trying to find, Mark?
Really anything, to be honest. I mean, I'm just kind of sort of looking for anything interesting. I'm assuming it's probably not much, but
Nothing really stands out besides the statue, because most everything else is completely in rubbles. And the dragonborn bodies that are left, most of them are decaying. Some have finished decaying, and they are just what remains.
so in that case, it's like it should be easy if there's like any jewelry or
I would say scattered amongst, at least just in this kind of like courtyard, we'll call it that. You're able to find, I would say, probably about 50 gold pieces total of jewelry, knickknacks, and stuff like that. As far as what you can use to melt down for like other material.
About 50 gold pieces worth?
Yeah, about 50 gold pieces. Yeah. That's like, like copper rings and stuff like that, like silver plated jewelry and stuff like that. That was kind of scattered amongst. I would say that's
I'll probably gather up some of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not finding anything even remotely valuable.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Okay.
You could probably think anything valuable they probably took with them.
Well, obviously they didn't take with them because they're dead.
Well, okay.
The people that survived.
Yeah, those that survived. Anything that was valuable they took with them.
Gotcha.
Anything else for you all in this courtyard of what remains of this great draconian city?
Not that I can think of.
Nope.
Alright. Where do you guys go from here?
Here's back to the workshop.
Well, we could probably drop off the couple weird artifacts that we got. They'll probably like that.
And back to the workshop.
Yeah, start making that journey back. That'll be a few days.
Let's hope we don't hit another dead space whale.
Yeah, that was gross.
We just cleaned it all up.
It would be horrific. I feel like DeMarco would be traumatized if we hit a second one.
Already traumatized. From the first one.
Granted, technically, the first one you hit was left over of the whale.
Yeah.
It wasn't it was what was left after something else ate it.
Just imagine we run into the things that ate it.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's
not say we didn't.
Let's not say we did. I love that. Okay.
But while the things are eating it, we crash into the corpse.
Okay. Demakra, go ahead.
Rolling for space buzzards.
Roll me a D100, please.
Just rolling it?
Yep, just roll a D100.
You.
Ah, oh dear.
We believe in you.
Glad somebody does. Oh, let's see. 41.
41, okay. Roll me a D20.
A flying Tarrasque comes at her.
Space Tarrasque. 13.
So Godzilla?
God, no, that's Space Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that would be even scarier. Okay.
What's that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Godzilla.
So, tell me how you are flying back to Hasteful's workshop. Are you getting closer to the ground, or are you staying the 100 feet in the air?
Probably staying that 100 to 120 feet in the air.
Okay.
kind of low enough that flying things can't see us too well, but high enough that mist isn't going to get us. And, bane parasites.
Okay, beautiful. Alright. Anything as you guys are traveling on this day?
Is this the next day?
Yes.
I'm probably going to start making it a daily thing to cast Berry and distribute that amongst the group.
Okay.
Well, while we're on the ship, I can cook.
Well, Goodberry is all. I mean, Goodberries don't go bad, right? As far as I'm aware.
I think they last like 7
They're
days.
good for 24 hours. That's
right.
That's more of a if shit goes bad and people are going down.
Yes.
And making death saves, then you don't necessarily need a healing spell. You have these in your pocket and you can help them.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
It's insurance.
Alright. So that's just something that you're going to start doing every day? Is just doing the Goodberry? Just in case?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to die again.
Mark, anything for you on this first day?
I think I'm going to try working on one of the problems I had just in this session alone. I want to see if I can craft a bag of holding. I should be able to with,
The
what is it
Artificer's
again?
Infusion.
Yeah. And in particular, where I would like to do this bag of holding, I'd like it to be maybe like in, let's say like my forearm or my leg. Somewhere. So it has like a panel that I open up, and that's basically where the bag is at, so I can just reach in there and grab stuff.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Let me see. I think it's what? You do it on is it a short rest or a long rest that you do that on?
The making of stuff?
Yes, I think it's is it a long rest? No, if you look at your Artificer's infusions and look at Bag of Holding.
I know it is second level Artificer for replicate item. Use this infusion, replicate a particular magic item. You can use it multiple times. Each time you do, choose a magic item that you can make with it. Pick it from the table. You must be in the class. Choose the item from the table. Doesn't specify how long it takes.
Okay, we'll just say that's a full day thing for you. But you're able.
We're going to be flying for days anyway, so I figure I have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to first make the bag and then see if there's a way I can, how would you put it, like build it into meat. Like I said, like have like a little panel I'll put like on my leg or on my forearm, so I can just open it up and put stuff in.
Okay, sure.
There's dangers to that too, but
yeah, there is some dangers to that.
I'm thinking of a bigger plan here.
Yes.
This is just the first step.
Okay. It is possible though.
Okay. If that takes like the second day to do that other part of it, then so be it.
Okay, yeah. I would say probably the second day, just finding a spot that's not going to be completely invasive and still be able to move around and function normally.
Even if it has to be like my chest, that's fine. If I have to open up like a door in the front of my chest to
I think
that's
probably what you're going to have to do is probably do that like
Bender, like open up this little door. It's like,
yeah. Okay.
That'll work too.
Okay.
Either or.
Rez, is there anything on the first day that you're wanting to try and accomplish on this first day?
I don't really think there's anything that Rez can do right now, other than survey the landscape, make sure there's no threats coming our way.
All right. At least for the time being, the first day goes by pretty uneventful. You can notice, though, you guys are close enough to the ground to notice that you can almost see the ground almost vibrate, almost like if it crack, almost like an earthquake is happening at the current moment. But since you guys are up in the air, you guys are unaffected.
What about the mist?
Looks like it is just seeping out of the cracks.
Okay, so it's still there. It's not like it's
it is still there. It just isn't in heavy spots.
Okay.
At the moment.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Let's see. Cool. Okay. You guys are going to have to sit down for the evening because obviously DeMarco does have to sleep. So go ahead and make a survival check to hide your ship for the evening.
Bad? 15.
Okay, cool. Alright, as you guys are sitting down for the evening, anything for anyone?
Just playing some fetch with Sathis.
Okay. Rez, anything for you?
I will. Rez is probably asleep by the evening.
Okay.
Or counting his haul for the day.
Okay. Mark, anything for you?
If I'm done crafting that bag of holding, I would like to look into more on that sword that we picked up.
Okay. What are you wanting to do with the sword?
Well, first off, is it like an ornate weapon? Is there like any writing on it? What does it appear to be made out of?
From what you can tell, it looks to be like... It looks like a dragon's horn at first. Looks like it was made out of a dragon's horn.
So it's like a bone sword, essentially?
Basically, yes.
So it's probably more ceremonial than practical?
At least from what you're able to surmise right now. Are you using anything like identify or detect magic on it?
I'd have to wait until tomorrow to cast that.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, identify is a ritual, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Just.
Let's be able to cast identify.
All right. Yeah, let's say you should just be able to take 10, 11 minutes, whatever it is, to do so.
Yeah, I forgot that it's a ritual spell.
Okay. So this sword is magical.
Ooh.
When attuned, this horn brights up like a crystal at where the blade is. When you hit with an attack roll using this sword, that target takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Oh, wow.
It also has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 charges daily. When you hit a creature with an attack roll using the sword, you can spend 1 charge to regain a number of hit points equal to the radiant damage that was dealt. While holding the sword, you can use a bonus action to cause it to shed bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30 feet, then so on and so on. It is
And
known.
how much was the damage?
It's D8 radiant damage. So it has 3 charges you can use to gain back whatever that damage is. So, say if you hit something with this sword, you roll the D8. You get 8. You spend a charge, you can get 8 hit points back.
Okay. Is that radiant damage is on top of whatever its base damage is, right?
Yes, whatever the base damage is, yes. It takes an extra D8 damage.
What type of sword is this? Like a long sword, short sword?
This is a longsword.
Okay.
In its current state right now.
Interesting. Interesting.
And it does require attunement.
Oh, okay. Let me mark that down here too.
Yep. Requires attunement.
ATT. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. I probably don't have enough time. I can look at the potion as well and get a better idea what that.
Sure you can. Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah. All right. So what's that?
The potion.
Gold, silvery, milky thing.
This potion. When you drink this potion, you transform into an adult dragon of the same kind of whatever the liquid is. Currently, you will be able to transform for 1 hour into a lunar dragon.
Into an adult lunar dragon?
An adult lunar dragon.
Holy crap, for an hour?
For an hour.
Now
once the potion's gone, the potion's gone.
But is that like a true polymorph? So I'll have like literally the stat of an adult dragon?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
The only thing is, for the duration, you use the statistics of the adult dragon instead of your own, but you retain your language, personality, and memories. You cannot use the dragon's change shape or its legendary or lair actions. That's the only downside.
Makes sense. Wow. But still, and an adult dragon.
Yeah.
An adult lunar dragon.
Yeah, that too.
You're an adult moon dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep that up on one of the shelves in that's saved for a rainy day.
Yeah, that's one of those, in case shit goes bad.
We're gonna raid a boss dungeon and we need to turn it into a dragon.
One thing, when we have to actually go into Mount Macabre, that might be something we want to use. Just a hunch. Just my 2 cents. I will let everybody else know, though, about this sword, though. I mean, as cool as it would be for me, I'm not really the one to try to be doing a lot of melee fighting. I hope to God I'm not.
You said that it was a longsword in its current form?
In its current form, it is a longsword. It can be shaped down to a different weapon.
It could be useful.
Yeah. And I could probably even do some of that one, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could. That's why I said in its current state.
If there's a possibility of turning it into a rapier, that'd be great.
It is definitely that would be something you would have to go to Hastill's workshop to do, but you could do it. Yes.
Yeah, that would be probably a little bit more than. I mean, if you want to convert it to like a short sword or something like that, I could probably do that. From like a long sword to a short sword. But yeah, converting it to like a rapier.
Well, I think I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get sneak attack with it too. That's what he's doing.
I want to be able to have finesse with it because in its current state as a longsword, I can't use it.
Correct.
Because it
But we can
requires
maybe look into
strength,
that too
and I have...
when we get back to the workshop. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it requires strength, and I have a 7 in strength.
Out of curiosity, though, you do have night vision, right?
Or dark vision, yes.
So what do you need the 30-foot radius of light?
Because why not?
Because why not?
Who doesn't...
Feeling to be more useful for you. I have healing spells.
Here's the thing. Even in darkness, dark vision does not really help.
No, yeah.
You see everything in dim light.
Yeah.
And so you would have in dim light, most creatures have disadvantage on perception checks.
Yeah.
So in case Riz needs to, Riz needs to take a piss in the middle of the night, you can light his sword.
Yeah, I mean, probably the only thing I would probably ask is if we come across any cool crossbow bolts, bring them my way. So I still have that.
What else could that sword do? Sorry, I wasn't really listening.
The sword does a D8,
I have it written down here.
D8 extra radiant damage. When you hit something, it has 3 charges. You can regain hit points equal to the damage that you dealt.
The radiant damage you dealt.
Yeah.
Was it just the radiant damage?
Just the radiant damage, yes.
Okay.
And you got 3 of those charges, and you gain 1d3 each day.
As the one who goes down the most in this group, I feel like that's useful.
That could be very, very useful.
Probably think it probably belonged to one of maybe like the clerics or paladins from that temple. It's probably who it belonged to.
I'm gonna also kind of pay attention to Rez over the next couple of days. Is he like really making it public that he has that emerald, as if he's not going to give it up to anybody?
That's up to Rez.
You don't know what Rez did with that emerald.
Well, I saw you grabbed it.
Yeah, he temporarily shunted it into his body. Out of character, I will tell you.
Well, I mean, it's like, well, you don't have to be out of character. It's more of like, have I seen or heard of this emerald since?
No.
I saw you pick it up. That's all I need to know.
Rez at this point would have transferred it to somewhere where you can't see it.
Alrighty then. Okay. Alrighty then, that's all I need to know.
Rez was a thief in his former life, so you know.
That's perfectly fine. I know how I can work with a thief. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
I will say that's probably everything you could probably accomplish today, Mark. So, if you would like to do so, go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage, because you and Chocolate don't sleep.
What's that? Do a perception, you said?
Yeah, perception with advantage because you're both up.
With advantage.
Yeah, you're the two that really don't need to sleep, and Hador can probably sleeps halfway through the night that wakes up early.
See, nat 20.
Natural 20? Okay. Nothing
Plus
bad.
8.
Nothing bad happens at night. On your watch.
I'm in sentry mode.
Mark, go ahead and roll me a D100 for the second day.
Sure. Three.
A 3. Roll me a D20.
A 3. 1d20. 16.
16? Okay.
Sweet.
Most of the day goes by uneventful. As you're closing in on this day, where we need to probably sit down somewhere, feeling gets to set in. Democker, one of those lightning storms picks up Almost out of nowhere again.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
I'm gonna need you to make me some survival checks. I'm gonna need you to make me 3 survival
Oh.
checks here.
Oh, God. Okay.
As
can I do guidance?
yes, you can do guidance on each one if you'd like.
I
There you
appreciate that. And that was first one's good. 22.
22 is good. Awesome.
Get one. Goodness for guidance, 18.
18. Okay.
And third one. And 14.
Okay. The first 2 you're able to avoid, but one bolt does hit the ship. You're gonna take.
Ow.
Well, the ship is gonna take 25 points of damage.
I can buff out.
It's not too bad.
Let's see if there's any. I don't think it has a damage threshold, but I'm gonna double check.
I don't think it does.
I think it's just the land vehicles that have the damage threshold. No, it does have a damage threshold 15.
Oh, so the first 15 points is negated?
No, at the damage threshold something happens.
I think it just means it has to get to that point, and then it will actually take damage. I think.
Let me double check.
wrong.
Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. It explains it here.
That's here.
Steering boarding Let's see, hold on, that's not what I'm looking for. It doesn't say, I think. It doesn't see really what the damage threshold is for. Let's look at, okay, let's look at this again. Alright, let's look at health man doing. Let's see. Okay, gravity planes. Astral plane. That's not how that works. Jamming ships. Tells me the starting distance. It tells me how to move and everything like that. There's the boarding. Let's see. It does not. Let me see here. Go ahead, roll me D100. Democra.
D100. Got it.
Yeah.
32.
22?
32.
32, okay. I'll say that you take the damage, but you're fine. After that bolt of lightning hits the ship, you kind of stagger a little bit, but you're able to get yourself back on course. And the electrical storm, after about an hour, goes away.
I have some ideas.
Goes by uneventful. But the ship is now at 175 hit points is where it's currently at.
Oh. It's falling apart around us.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. gets hard dodging lightning after a while. You try it.
I was being facetious.
Yeah, so was I. Get the dents out, it'll be fine. It's just a little scorching.
As you land, you can make me another survival check to hide your ship.
Oh boy. 13.
13, okay.
You still have guidance, probably.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and use that.
17.
17, okay, cool. Alright. Anything for anyone on this second day? I know, Mark, you wanted to actually put the bag of holding in you, so that's what you're going to be doing on this second day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else?
That's pretty much the big thing for me.
Okay.
I actually practice. Can I practice sparring with Saphis?
Sure.
Try teaching him how to dodge more effectively.
Sure. Okay.
Some practicing for myself.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So your dragon pug.
Yeah. You're basically getting a nice little workout playtime in.
Exactly.
Non-combative training with your Drake.
Yep.
Rez, anything?
I still have the idea of a dragon pug instead. And kind of half hanging out.
Rez is taking a look at that emerald and mostly just trying to size up the value of it.
I know what the value is.
Definitely within at least you. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Rez has one of those diamond telescope things that he's looking through.
Sure.
$14.
14? You can't get an exact price. You don't have really a jeweler's kit to kind of really get an approximate, but you can definitely tell it is within the 5,000 gold piece range to 10,000 gold piece range. Definitely would give you a nice payday. But you
Interesting.
But you can't really gather what the exact price is.
Back in its hidey hole.
Back in its little hidey hole?
Putting it back where only I have access to it.
Mark, go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage.
Yes.
As you are in your little stasis.
That was wretched. Total of 12?
12.
Yeah. That's with advantage. And guidance.
Good thing nothing bad happens. Not that you would have noticed anyway.
Exactly. To my knowledge, nothing bad happened. As the ship got invaded by space herpes or something.
Yes, yeah, freaking space monkeys.
No, space herpes.
Oh,
you know what those
herpes.
are, right? From Ice Pirates?
Okay, cool.
Have you seen that movie before, Ice Pirates?
I it's been a long time, but yeah, I've seen it. Who has, Mark? I don't think you've rolled me have you rolled me a D100? Or was that Rez that did?
It was Mark. Sorry,
Mark.
Mark.
Okay, Rez, roll me a D100.
D100.
Yeah?
47.
47. Okay. Anything that you guys want to do on these last days of travel? Thankfully, nothing really interrupts your travel. What did you say, Democra?
I said yay.
Oh, okay.
Nothing interrupts our travel.
Yeah, no. Thankfully, besides just the normal, everyday, crew getting used to being part of the crew, and obviously you flying Democra, that's really the entire day, or these last 2 days. Nothing of note to really notice as you guys make it back to Hastefield's workshop. And you guys make it back to Hastefield's workshop. You land your ship, and you see Hastefield's like, well, it looks like you had some sort of run-in of some kind. I can go ahead and start working on repairs. How was your trip?
If you don't mind.
Informative.
Find any answers?
Wait, who was this again? Is this Boris or
Horse. Yeah.
Boris is talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm probably going to need some assistance from you on a couple things. I'm going to explain to him, what happened to our dragonborn friend and what was found, and my current theory about the mist. That the mist itself is not dangerous. It's more what resides within the mist.
That is an interesting theory. Still caution. I would definitely err on the side of caution, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's only a theory.
Of course. So what is it that you are wanting help with?
Well, if my theory is correct, we need to come up with some form of, how would you call it, like a filter to prevent any parasites coming into, I'm thinking, my compadres, bodies. Whether it's like a helm or helmet or maybe like a whole suit of some sort. They're going to probably, something like that's going to be needed. I assume, because I haven't heard anything otherwise, that I should be, in theory, okay. Unless you've heard something different.
I haven't.
But I'm going to need some help on coming up with a solution for the rest of my friends here to survive within the mist. And hopefully it'll be something that could be fairly reproducible for our new allies in the dragonborns up there.
I see.
Because they probably need some too, because they don't go outside and they're running out of supplies.
You bring up some really good points. I wonder if there is a possibility, something that is a little bit out of the norm, or at least probably what you're thinking. There is such a thing that can be made. Now, only problem is making just one itself takes a lot of materials, but it can be done. You have all heard of, it's called a fish suit, correct?
A fish suit?
Yes. It is basically a bulky suit, which fully encases your head and body. When you wear it, it enables you to breathe in an airless environment, as well as renders you immune to the harmful effects of any gas around you.
Well, what is it that we need? We can definitely see what we can do scavenging pieces and parts for you.
Well, I will have to go and pull up my old blueprints for it to surmise what we are exactly going to need to make one of these. It's been a long time, but it is a possibility. I don't know if it will work. I can't guarantee it'll work, but it's at least something we can attempt to use.
Probably my other question would be, too, is Rez's species. Have you heard of anything where they could potentially get infected with, like, these aberrations that attack people's brains?
It is not out of the realm of the possibility that Rez still may be affected. Though you technically don't have organs. If you are even remotely sentient, you are a target.
Well, that means I'm a target.
That is a possibility, even with you being mechanical.
Well, maybe it's something that we can test. I'm willing to test whatever product we design.
I would suggest just go looking for them, but if the opportunity comes in a controlled environment, yes.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Let me
and
go
also
and fetch those diagrams, and we'll decide what we need for these suits.
I was going to say a second thing. I'm probably going to need some assistance with.
Right.
Is and I pull out the bone sword. Is there a way we can make this a little bit lighter and more agile for, again, our friend Mr. Rez?
Yes, of course. Take me a couple days to do so, but I can have it shaped to your specifications.
It'll probably take us a couple days to help gather up whatever materials you need to make these suits.
Oh, I can already tell you, we probably don't have the materials for the suit. I just
we're going to need a couple days
to gather and see what we're actually going to need and what we can use for it. We might have a little bit of supplies here, but we are going to have to definitely scavenge, and that's just for one suit, unfortunately.
Understood. And to my understanding, he has offered to pay us to make that modification.
Right. Well, okay. We can definitely do that then. That is something he wants to do. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, we happen to acquire a few things on this trip too. So he definitely said that he'd be more than willing to, compensate for our work on it. No, understanding this is a little bit more sensitive.
Understood. Well, we go fetch these diagrams. I'll be back in a moment. Anything for anyone? Anything for anyone on this day?
Probably the only thing I would be wanting to do is I want to grab the intellect devourer off the ship in my little, stasis container, whatever I put them in.
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of mull over what I could possibly do with this. So I was going to put it like over here on the one work table that Boris said I can use.
Yep.
And I'm going to be hemming and hawing on what to do with it.
Okay. The mockery, anything for you?
Not that I can think of, no.
Riz, anything for you?
Same, I guess. I don't think Riz really has anything to do at the moment.
I think for the time being, I think that's a good place for us to leave off for the time being. For this session. Goodbye, my friends. We hope you enjoyed the show. I wish we could continue, but it's time for us to go. Next time at the Bardic Cauldron.